So earlier we defined what is data mining, and now we can look at data mining processes. We will first present the typical view from the database systems and the data warehousing communities point of view. And we will also look at business intelligence and machine learning communities. The ideas are very, very similar. However, because data sources could be different and their end goal of mining could be different, so the perspective varies slightly. From a typical database systems and data warehousing communities point of view, you will start with lots of individual databases, and those might be transaction databases. All those little small data sets are integrated into a data warehouse. We're going to cover those topics in chapter 4. So with data warehouse, you will do a selection to select task relevant data. So earlier we mentioned you often have a task in mind, what kind of things you want to mine. And based on that, you select what kind of data to collect in order to achieve your goal of finding specific patterns. Finding a lot of patterns is a huge problem. It's something that we don't want. Later, we're going to talk about association rule learning. That is precisely having the problem of mining too many patterns. So after you have those, of course, when you have data, you have to clean the data to make them integrate the data. You will do some transformation to make the data in the right form, and then you do your data mining. And then you will evaluate the patterns, whether are they useful, are they novel, are they implicit, and through the evaluation, you probably get the knowledge that can answer some of the questions that start the mining process for you. And at the time of pattern evaluation, you will probably find you did not select enough data. You go back and select. You might find that you actually did not have enough data. You have to get additional sources to integrate more into either your warehouse or into this to enrich your task relevant data set in order to support your mining tasks. Once you have the data, you iteratively go through this. The pattern evaluation could also say that the pattern, or maybe they're good, but maybe we should try some other mining methods to adjust our data mining processes to get better, more informative patterns. So this pretty much covers a lot of things, lots of variations that we're going to see later from business intelligence and other point of view. All the topics, data cleaning, data integration, selection, transformation, data mining, pattern evaluation, we will cover all of that in this class. Knowledge representation, we will also cover. There's lots of visualization techniques that helps us to make sense of the patterns that we find. So those are the things that we're all going to cover. And another thing that I want to mention is those steps take a much longer time than those steps. Getting cleaning data and putting the data into the place, make the data into the right format for a mining task takes way more time. And in this class, when you perform analysis on your own selected data set, you will see that getting a lot of steps that we put into a data mining projects is actually a lot of efforts were put on the early stages of a data mining project. Okay, so now we can move on to data mining in business intelligence. That's how business intelligence communities look at data mining. They will have more varied data sources, not only just database put together into data warehouse, but they will have more diverse data sources that need to be pre-processed, integrated, and create this large data source. They often have a major data exploration segment where you do statistical summary query reporting. Those give you your everyday data reporting functions that can help the managers to make decisions. More advanced data analysts will actually perform data mining tasks on top of data exploration. As you can see, this is a triangle. The data that you use in every steps becomes more dense in a better, more intelligent representation, offer you more information, but in smaller volumes. And eventually, data presentation visualization is crucially important in business decision process. The end user makes decision. You get the critical information visualized in an intuitive way for the CEOs to make decisions. So you probably want to do a good job to actually have your visualization to represent what data really tells you. On the other hand, if you look at the data mining process from the machine learning and statistics point of view, it's much more simplified. So you have your data, you have your pre-processing, you mine the patterns, you perform post-processing activities. The pre-processing steps covers integration, data normalization, feature selection, dimension reduction. We'll cover all of that in this class. Data mining, you will do pattern discovery, association, rule mining, correlation analysis, classification, clustering, outlier analysis. This class will cover all of that too. Post-processing, you will perform pattern evaluation, pattern selection, visualization, interpretation. Our focus is going to be on pattern evaluation. Interpretation requires domain knowledge. So it's a little bit hard for us to cover in this basic intro to data mining class. It's often performed at the level that actually people with thorough domain knowledge and can make sense of which pattern is more important than other patterns. Visualization, as I mentioned earlier, for every learning data mining methods, we will try to visualize the results so that it's easier for us to understand the data mining processing, but also sometimes helps us to understand the patterns. Okay, I think this concludes another short video that explains data mining processes.